Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I decided to come live. I guess let me wait until a couple of y'all come in and then I'll continue on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hello, people. I know it's early, so we'll see. But I just wanted to come live and say this. Sometimes it's like, I'll I'll type it out, type it out, right? And tell you what's going on. But I wanted to let you see me in real time, like it's really live, like I just woke up, and just let you know that I am definitely starting to feel more like myself. Thank you all for all your kind sentiments. Thank you so much to those of you who are new followers. I don't like to refer to people as followers. And so I thought long and hard about a year ago with regards to what I would use, what kind of affectionate name I would use to refer to people who support me on my social media platforms. And with me being the realist, I'm really from there. Yeah. Being the realist. Like I'm the realist. Some of y'all be faking the funk. Like a lot of y'all be faking the funk. Like a lot. Like a lot. And so I call everybody that supports me the realist, because you have to be in order to support someone like me. And basically, this is a post just to say thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I washed my hair. Yeah. Thank you, and thank you some more. I do need your support on my YouTube channel. So here's the reason why I've come live more specifically, not only to say thank you, and how many times I'm going to say if you see this and you can tell me how many times I said or so, then a Starbucks gift card is in your future. Here's the deal, Phil. Before beginning my PhD program in 2014, I had consistently organized homelessness intervention relief services. I also don't like to refer to those who are homeless as homeless. If you know me, you know why. My father battled homelessness and alcoholism. And so it is an arena, a space that I pour my efficacy and empathy into. Now, not at the demise of myself or my loved ones, but that's just where I love to be impactful. Okay. That said, my PhD program was financially exhausting. But I'm the realist. And not so much as, again, to my demise, because I don't be doing things to my demise. If you saw my other posts, then you know I'm not with the shits. So, and that includes my finances and every aspect of my life. So, but the point I'm making is that I was not able to dedicate as much time and financial resources to that cause that is so near and dear to my heart. And before anyone makes supposition, I'm not asking for your money because that's not how I roll either. If you don't follow me at the Above Ground Railroad, then you should. And you'll understand my philosophy for philanthropic endeavors. I don't believe in coming for your coins because generally the people who have donated either their time or their coins, and it's been limited because philanthropy is when you go out of your own purse strings and you do good. And that's what the basis of my platform has been with the Above Ground Railroad and the Southern Hospitality Project. And so what I'm getting at is that I realize that you are the people who would donate to me are the people that I would also be of service to. So basically, when I began my PhD program in 2014, my son was 4. Asa was born in 2010, January 2010 to be exact. And I was also navigating the new arena of single motherhood and not having a solid support system. Now, thank you to my mom. My mom, is still yet one person. But she was definitely supportive without question. But it was just, we had a limited support system, very limited. Yeah. And again, my PhD program was full. So was my Juris Doctorate program. But at that juncture, when I started in 2019, I had gotten into a rhythm, if you will. I have only been able to assist here and there. Now, still consistently over the years, especially since moving to Charlotte in 2015, I've been able to consistently still help, I'd say maybe 3 to 10 people over the course of a year. And just, it may not necessarily be financial. It may be angel investing in the form of gifting them my consulting services business-wise so that they could maybe start a business, or gifting them my my advocacy assistance, if you will, so that they could advocate maybe the expediting of the housing voucher that they received, or assisting them with acquiring employment, assisting them with acquiring a hotel for the night or a hotel for the week. There are 2 hotels here that before the pandemic, I worked with them, or they worked with me. I really appreciate them. Shout out to those if they are watching, the owners of those, and they gave me discounts for those who were experiencing unstable housing. So the point I'm making is that I can do more if I have more. And we all understand that math. That's pretty simple math. And I'm not yet a licensed attorney, so I don't have licensed attorney bucks. So don't get it twisted. And there are 2 ways that I would like to see the financial aspect be handled for the Above Ground Railroad and the Southern Hospitality Project and its efforts that I want to relaunch, if you will. I want to give out scholarships. And most of you are thinking, okay, well, scholarships for college. Scholarships for college are great. They're great. I want to give out scholarships for the School of Hard Knocks. For people who are out there living, young people who are navigating the new landscape of adulthood, maybe don't have the greatest of support systems, who are working 2 and 3 jobs. I met a young lady the other day, and she seemed like she was on the verge of checking out. I wanted to lend scholarships like that. And again, if you're new to me, then this is, the way that I process information is totally different than your average person. It's actually totally different from most people. I can be in a room with 10 people and you give us the same question, and guaranteed my perspective is always not ever covered by any other person than myself in the room. And typically when I bring it up, when I share my perspective, no one in that room has even contemplated the in-depthness that I would have in my analysis and answer to the question. But my mom and I, we actually have this in common. And I always tell people that I believe very strongly that my mom's genetics, cognitively, are what set the environmental and genetic foundation for me being a scientist, because we think very outside of the box, if you will. And so we got along famously with regards to how we saw the world and how we would position our intervention services to assist those without stable housing. And we both wanted to be those people, like we raise money and then we go to an auction and we identify people very specifically, like she needs a car, and then you just gift the car and you're done with it. No strings attached, you're done with it. Insurance paid for 6 months. Here, get yourself on your feet. You got this. No red tape, no conditions. And that's how love should be given, not with strings attached and conditions, or this belief that, they got over on me. No, this is not what this is about. That's not what philanthropy is about. That's not what giving is about. You give within your capacity to give without being resentful. If you're going to be resentful, this is something I teach my son. If you feel like you're going to give someone $100, but then you're going to hold it over their head, then you're not in a position, emotionally intelligent wise, to gift anyone $100. Now, you have to give within that capacity where you don't feel like you're going to resent that person if they don't do something in return for your giving. And that's the antithesis of giving in the first place. But nonetheless, the point that I'm making here is that I would like to see those platforms, as an economist and a strict advocate, strict proponent for not commingling funds. I don't want to dip from my household income. And that's effectively what that is when I pull from my purse strings and carry out philanthropic endeavors. And I don't have J-Lo money. I don't have Beyonce money. I don't have Steve Harvey money. I don't have Tyler Perry money. I don't have any money. I don't. I don't have Kevin Wesley money, but he got mine. But the point that I'm making here is that I would like to see your support. Please support me on the Above Ground Railroad. Follow all of my platforms so that I can increase the monetization on those platforms, right? And then I can use that from those platforms to do good just because. Tigress is a verb is intended for my personal income. It's part of my personal professional income, my main living income. It is not part of the Above Ground Railroad, the Southern Hospitality Project, and even more so, please follow me on YouTube, the Above Ground Railroad. There is a channel for the Above Ground Railroad, and it is at the Above Ground Railroad. Also, please do support me for my personal and professional platform as well, which also benefits not having to commingle funds. Because some of you know that when you're a nonprofit, you can also pay yourself. I would much rather not have to pay myself from the Above Ground Railroad and my philanthropic endeavors, and instead just pay myself through Tigress is a Verb and Pursuit of Happiness Corporation and Probator Association LLC, which is the Ethical Gatekeeper. If you're not following me there, also follow me at the Ethical Gatekeeper and consider becoming a member. That's all about vocational legal education. Go check it out. I've got videos up. But yeah, and I need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in order to be monetized. So right now on YouTube with Tigress is a Verb, I'm at like 290-ish, I think, or maybe 280-ish. So I've got almost 5,000 of you here. I would appreciate it. Please go over to my YouTube channel, follow me, subscribe. The humor that you see, the content that you enjoy, it's double that over on YouTube. We've got at least 500 videos of Get Her Done fam vlogs, and y'all ain't ready. You think you ready, but y'all ain't ready. 2 years of Vlogmas footage. I'm not sure if we're going to do it this year. I don't see why we wouldn't. I feel like I'm feeling it. Let me know in the comments if y'all want us to do Vlogmas this year. And there's my Magic Closet playlist. I just linked that in this feed. There's our cooking videos, Cooking with Asa. Yeah, like Asa is a whole... Yep. This is my real life. And you'll just see, you'll get much more insight into our personalities. And again, we are hands down the realest. You have so many of these platforms that give off this, what do they say? Give off toxic positivity, or they give off toxicity. And I think arguably, you check our content, you vet us. You vet us. You know what I'm saying? But we give non-toxic positivity. None of our personality, like we get along, but then we don't get along, and you see all of that. And we don't sugarcoat nothing around these parts. We don't spoon feed nothing around these parts. And Asa is not a child being raised in an environment where he can only be seen and can only speak when spoken to. Like, it's a lifestyle with all three of us, and it is really quite fun from the inside, because it's my life, looking at our videos, because I edit our videos, if you didn't know that. I think some of y'all like, really Asa, really Asa, really Tigress, and it's like, and you do that, and you do that. Well, that's the whole point of that. That's the whole point of the ampersigns. If you hadn't figured it out, that's because we're both and not neither or. But yeah, so please go check us out. And subscribe, like, share, subscribe, comment, get us beyond the 1,000 on Tigress is a Verb, that YouTube channel. Get us beyond 1,000 on the Above Ground Railroad, because I guess for other people, they can invest all the time without the money being there. I don't think that's very sustainable. I can't invest in more time without the finances being there. I'm still a single parent. And I'm not saying that, like I am sad about it or mad about it, or, I'm not saying it's my weakness or anything like that. I'm just saying that I'm a very realistic and introspective parent. I will take some risk. I take some risk, but not at the sake of me and my son's well-being. That will not happen. I will not allow that to happen. So I'm not going to take money out of my son's mouth to feed anyone. I'm not. I brought him in this world, and I'm going to act like I got some damn sense when it comes to him. And I believe in intentional parenthood just the same that my mother did for me. But how you can help me is by subscribing on those two channels on YouTube. Then I can get the money up, and I already have a track record of getting it done. You don't get a nickname, Queen Get Her Done, without getting shit done. And that title has been unrivaled since I got it almost 20 years ago. And at this point, I lovingly say that, we need to cash in on it. There's a lot of stuff that we can do that people are not, they're doing stuff for views, but we can be doing so much more, and positively so. Like, you won't see, I don't know if anybody's ever videoed me doing any of the stuff in the community like that. Because normally I move in a very angels unaware type of fashion. In fact, the buddy system that we had for individuals who wanted to donate either their time or their resources, because again, we think creatively. So you don't always have to come out with your purse string. So you can donate to the Above Ground you can donate to the Above Ground Railroad by subscribing. You see what I mean? That subscription to the channel helps to further along and advance the philanthropic endeavors of the Above Ground Railroad. Likewise, if you subscribe to Tigress is a Verb, then you indirectly donate to the Above Ground Railroad, because I'm not having to pay myself through my it's actually not registered as a nonprofit. It's completely the Above Ground Railroad at this point is registered and incorporated as a full-on corporation. The reason being is because I said before, I did not want to take away from those who I serve. So I don't want, I was starting to realize that the people that were donating to my that were donating to the nonprofit organization as it was organized in 2018. I switched it from philanthropic to registered with the Secretary of State. I realized that it was not doing what I needed to do. It wasn't giving what I needed to give, because the people who were donating were the people I was serving. Like, I appreciated them. They were basically showing their gratitude for how I had helped them. And that's beautiful. That's the highest form of gratitude, is action and someone pouring back into your life. I appreciate that, and even though it was not, it wasn't dollar for dollar, it was still beautiful, But that's not what I wanted. I want to be able to have the above ground railroad be self-sustaining and then do good just because, and not have to rely upon the people that we serve to pour back into the organization in years to come. And that can be possible. It's very possible. So what I did is I made a whole bunch of merch, right, for the above ground railroad. And I said, we're going to discontinue, or say we're not going to renew. That's the legal process. You don't renew your solicitation or your charitable solicitation license with the Secretary of State. And then you reincorporate as for-profit. And that's what I did with the above ground railroad. And so the whole idea is everything we sell, then a huge portion of that then goes back into, the philanthropic endeavors. And so you can support in that way as well. Buy any of our merch. Again, go to @the Above Ground Railroad. Support us there. Here's another example of a really cool, creative way that we poured back into the community. And if you want to do it, knock yourself out. Because, I ain't trying to be funny. I'm not one of them people that's like, oh, gosh, I don't want nobody to know the things we did because that was our kind of trademark and we're the shit and we don't want nobody else to be the shit. No, this is about, truly being impactful. So if this helps you do it, honey, people already know what I did. They already know what I've done. So, and I'm not, again, I don't need to go around peacocking, because I am the peacock. You see what I'm saying? Did you catch that? I'm not trying to be funny, but so people who have to peacock, they have to do the verb action of what you are. See, I don't have to peacock. I am the peacock. I am the example. So the point that I'm making here is that, so I was trying to figure out, me and my mom were thinking about this. We were like, okay, how can we be more impactful? How can we multiply ourselves? And this was in Greensboro. And I said, now, I would really like, again, on the notion of the Southern hospitality, I would really, really, really like, and if you know anything about Southern hospitality, it's basically it is the etiquette from the Southern mentality of welcoming and handling your guests. How do you handle your guests, right? And it's on par with the biblical, proverb, be careful how you handle people, right? Because they might be angels unawares, right? And so basically, I wanted to have a remote restaurant of sorts. I was like, okay, I've volunteered at soup kitchens. I was getting very frustrated. I was listening to the people who frequent the soup kitchens, and I was like, this is just I'm not feeling this. I was noticing that, some of the volunteers and the organizers, some were church members, some were churches themselves, Salvation Army, some hired, some volunteers, and they were real cocky with it. They were real mean to the people coming through. And I was like, that's not, because I'm really from there. So I was like, that's y'all with the shits. I'm not with that, right? So I said, Mama, how can we do this? There's got to be another way, because this is just crazy. And then they get to the point where they give them raw ass hot dogs and raw ass bologna. And how would that make you feel if you were already in a position of having unstable housing? And that typically means that your income is unstable. Maybe your mental health is unstable. And when those things happen, then your physical health can be unstable. And you go to a place where you're supposed to have refuge, even if but for a moment in your whole day. And they give you some raw motherfucking hot dogs. And we all know how hot dog water smell. We know how that smell. That when you're boiling. And you want them to be encouraged, feel worthy, feel valued. So basically what I came up with, I said, well, look, I need to find a spot. And V, shout out to you. I appreciate you for letting us use your club. So I was like, okay, we need a space. Who better than the club owners? So I was like, okay, I need to find somebody that's willing to let me use their space, volunteer their space. And that's a form of donation, right? They can be in-kind donations. It's a legal term. And I said, so V let us use his club. It was, it's in Greensboro. I don't know if he still owns it. And I was like, okay, now I need to get to people because basically, so let me tell you what we did initially. So, and now somebody did video that, I believe. So it's on somebody's Facebook from years ago. That would be back like 2014, 2015. We had the shirts and everything. I have to show you. I'll put the shirts up because I need y'all to help me with that as well. Buy a shirt, you know what I mean? And that helps. It ain't like the stuff on TV, 10 cents don't go to nobody. It'd be like $20 out of a $25 purchase, okay? Like the majority is going to the people. That's the point I'm making. Like, help me help us over here so that money that is going there, I can use that 100%. You know what I mean? Like near 100% for the philanthropic endeavors as opposed to pulling from my purse strings and having to fill in the gaps over here. You see what I'm saying? That's the point that I'm making with this live. So basically, I then said, okay, let me reach out to my network of the buddy system, which I called Angels Unawares. And they had shirts and had the wings on the back. In fact, if you go, I'll link it after this. In my first ever independent album, there's no other independent artist that has done it before me. Keke Palmer did a video album, and mad respect for her. But I was the first independent artist to do it after Michael Jackson and Beyonce. And I still hold that title. And so it's a video anthology album. It's called Walking Contradiction. You may have seen me post it. And basically in the first video of that video album is Love Is My Gift. See, Tigress Love. And in that video, I'm talking in part about that program. And you'll see the shirt. I have the shirt on in that program with the wings. And there's a Rooted in Love logo. It's there. So you'll see that shirt. But basically, volunteers we call them angels, right? So you could volunteer your time, you could volunteer money, you could volunteer like if you were a restaurant, you can volunteer food. There's many ways you could do in-kind donations or monetary donations or whatever. And so we had like a good 20, 25 different professionals. Like they came out big time. And again, shout out if you were there, you know, tell the people that you were there in the comments. Let people know that you were there. And basically, we told I went around, told as many people that were without stable housing that we were having it that day. And all you had to do was just get there. Just get there and we got you. This is a remote restaurant. V let us he let us set it up. He didn't give us any restrictions. He wasn't condescending. It was such a beautiful day. It was such a beautiful day. And the volunteers who, you know, the angels, we were the servers, right? And I was like, you know, because y'all know how I move. I said, don't you dare. Like, if you feel like you're going to speak, like, if you're going to come out your neck wrong with anybody in here, then go on leave because that ain't going to work at all. We are doing this from a space of love And that's what you need to be doing. And if you don't, like, if you feel like somebody gonna walk in and you gonna turn your nose up because they smell, then get the fuck out, because this ain't for you. You're gonna have to grow your heart like the Grinch some more before you can like roll with us, okay? Because you don't know what people are going through. Can you imagine the space that you have come to when you are no longer caring about your body odor, and you know that they can smell it? You know that. Can you imagine what has been going on in their life for them to get to the point where they will lay in their own urine, sit in their own urine? So, yeah, we work from a space of reality and compassion, okay? But basically, no one left. I was so impressed. And you know, I can be again, I'm really from there. So nobody left. Professionals, there were, because I wasn't a lawyer at the time, there were lawyers there, there were psychologists there were business owners there. It was beautiful. All this beautiful Black professionalism, and people that were, you know, quote unquote working class, which I love them too, because y'all the beasts as well. And we were all in there, and everybody had on their beautiful shirts and stuff. And then some people, you know, they were new, so they didn't have their shirts or whatever. But V let us set it up, and he had the I don't know if y'all familiar. Oh God, I forget the name of the club. I feel bad. Damn, I forget. But it's off of, it's over there by the Coliseum. And if anybody's watching and you know, and you were there or you heard about it or whatever, just, you know, let me know in the comments. But basically, he had the booths, you know, like the paid spots, you know, they weren't all VIP. You just have to, you know, buy a booth, you know what I mean? Buy a table. And they had like, I want to say like 5 tables on each side, and then you have the dance floor or whatever. So I would say about a good 30 people showed up over the course of about 2 to 3 hours that we were hosting this remote restaurant. We had people volunteer food. We had people volunteer toiletries and, you know, hygiene products and just necessities, all that stuff. We had them in cute little bags. We didn't put them in plastic bags and, you know, like it was an assembly line. Like, we did it with our heart. We did it with, you know, with great care in mind. We provided, and a lot of people were like, well, I would never even think about that. Can you imagine being homeless, under a bridge? You don't want to, you have, you know, no intentions of abusing drugs. Let's say you're not there yet. You have not given up completely, but you're in pain and it's raining and all you can do is just lay there, because no one will give you, you know, they look at you as though you are on the edge. And there's some caution, there's some understanding in that regard. But then at the same token, like, damn, that's still an adult. That's still a whole ass adult. So you can't treat a whole ass adult like a 2-year-old. Like, that's not cool. And what I'm getting at is, so they would not, like, I remember one person telling me one time, I can't even get, you know, like pain medicine because they think I'm going to abuse it. So we put like Tylenol packets from the dollar store, nothing that, you know, you would be able to OD on. You can't OD with two packs of Tylenol. It's just not happening. It's not going to happen. But just those little things so that they could feel, you know, like an adult, like somebody, you know, actually saw them as an adult. So basically, it was such a beautiful situation. We were the servers and we served them. And some of them were they tripped out so much. They came in and they got in a line. I remember that vividly. And I was like, no, this is not what this is. No, we're going to seat you. You're here. Like, this is like a weird, this is a restaurant. This is a restaurant. We're going to seat you. You're not going to stand in line. Get the fuck out of line. You're an adult. You're our guest. And I remember some of them crying. I remember some of them saying, are we allowed to use the bathroom? All that stuff just took, it was just, yes, go use the bathroom. You don't have to ask. If you need to use the bathroom, go use the bathroom. And again, shout out to V, because he didn't give us any type of, here's the lecture, bitches and whores. Here's the lecture. This shit can't. He just said, I'm rocking with you, tigers. This is some dope shit. We're gonna do this. And I'm gonna trust that this is good. I know you got it. And it's wild because, you know, yeah, there are some times when people act up when you have good intentions. Yeah, of course, it happens. But less often with me and my mom when we're doing things like this. I think they see that we are really from there, and they get it. They know that we're, you know, and they know that we conduct ourselves in a certain way. We require the compassion and the respect both ways. It's a two-way street. So basically, just imagine every nuance of these people's lives, and V even provided for a DJ. The DJ was, and I remember someone asking, well, can we get up and dance? Yes, this is your space. We are treating you tonight. You are our guest. Someone like, I hadn't been out, you know how we go out and we take it for granted. We go out on the weekend, we go out for brunch, we go out, we outside, right? Their outside is a whole different, like when you say, like, no, I don't want to be outside. I'm outside. I'm already outside. I don't want to be outside. I don't know why y'all excited about that. So back in the day, outside was not really a, big term like this, but basically they enjoyed being outside as opposed to outside. And I want to do that again. And in fact, the immediate takeaway, which was the next coolest thing ever that we were able to do. And so many people, they were so excited. Oh, we also had, we had to-go boxes, so they were able to take their food to go. They were just like, what? Yes, we're not taking this home. This feed hall. Like, stack the boxes up. We had bags for them to carry the bags and the boxes out. And it was really good. It was really good. Now, of course, we didn't do alcoholic drinks. It was all non-alcoholic drinks. And I want to, and the only reason why we didn't do that is because of legalities. But I really feel like strongly, I'm going to be honest, because I'm really from there. Sometimes, because some people they be way too righteous. I'm going to tell you. Like, sometimes life just be so hard. And it don't mean that because I'm emotionally intelligent and all the things. But you're not gonna shame me out of having my beer. You're not gonna shame me. God still loves me the exact same. You're not gonna shame me out of me having my beer. You're not gonna shame me. Sometimes you just need to be able to sit, because beer ain't being slap ass, stink ass drunk. That ain't what that is. And sometimes a glass of wine, and everybody, Christians and preachers know it too, honey. And so does our Creator, all right? Because don't get me started on fermentation and science and all that kind of stuff, okay? Because fermentation can be very healing, within reason. But yeah, so it would have been nice to be able to at least provide them like one, beverage or whatever, just to kind of mellow out, just chill. But we didn't do that because, of course, we wanted to keep the integrity of being able to continue the program and not have anyone swoop in with the bullshit, with the shit, be on it. Well, take this down. No, this is bad. Bitch, get the fuck out of here with that shit. We in here doing positive ass shit. You can take your motherfucking ass out of here. But anyway, so the thing that happened next was the best. And then I'm gonna go and make myself some lunch. I mean lunch. Well, I might start off with lunch. I don't know. No, I think I'm gonna start off with the apple Danish and some coffee. Okay. This was the best thing, and I can't wait to do this again. And I want to say his name is Daryl. Shout out to Party Buses, and I think I met him through V. So V definitely had a hand in. I think volunteers showed up on behalf of V, not just me as well. You know what I mean? V has done some positive things, and his name is Versailles. So to make sure that's clear. So again, shout out, like, solid. You good with me. So, Daryl, Party Buses. Oh, I have to look it up. But anyway, and again, if you know and you were there, or you know somebody that was there, drop it in the comments. He came up to me after, and we were like, okay, you know what? Maybe, because we heard a lot of people saying that they were having trouble getting to, it was through the grapevine. Like, more people wanted to come, but they couldn't get there. And I was like, yeah, like, they need transportation. So I was like, yeah, we could do like CATS bus, passes and things like that. Because there's no light rail in Greensboro. It's not like that. And, but then with the party bus thing, I was like, you know what? You volunteering this, why don't we do this? I just came up with this wild idea. I was like, let's get, okay, so Angels, I need you to just like, I want you to, sponsor a meal, right? And so you cash at me, and and then I'm going to, I asked Daryl, you cool with this? You got you on gas or whatever. He's like, nah, I got you. We're good. I said, let's drive around. And I knew where all the tent cities were. I knew where the people were flying. If you don't know that term, basically it's when someone who does not have stable housing, they panhandle. Where they're standing, the specific spots where they stand. And not only specifically they panhandle, but they do it for the purpose of securing lodging each day. So a lot of people, you talk mad shit about people who are without homes, and you act like they don't have a job and they're not trying. That actually is not the majority of them at all. The majority of them actually do have a job. It may not be a stable job. Some of them have a generally stable job. Some of them work through temp agencies, and they're trying to build up to save for a deposit for an apartment. And they have other factors that are impacting their eligibility, for meeting criteria for an apartment. There's all kinds of things that, they're thinking the person is homeless just because they not about their adulthood. Like they stank at adulting. And that's not the truth. Okay. Okay. Until I call it that. Boop, 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 boop. I can't get that out of my head. Illa Killer. Boop, 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 boop. I've always been, I'm really from there, y'all. I'm live. I'll call you after. But But yeah, so basically the point I'm making is that let me sit down. We drove around. I was like, look, this is what we're gonna do. I got this idea. We gonna drive around, right, to these spots and be like, boo boo, get in here. Come on, friend, we going to get lunch. And that's what we did. And it was the most fun thing ever. So we picked up people where they were flying or where, at tent cities. And we said, get on, we're going for lunch. It's on us. Lunch is on us. It's on us today. And we drove around to everybody, we can do these areas. We're trying to saying, to be respectful of the driver or whatever. He was still he was loving it. He was so fulfilled. He was joyous. And I want to say his name was Derek or Daryl. You could tell that man was genuinely joyous. Do you hear me? Genuinely joyous. He's like, Tigers, wherever we go, this shit is, you wildin'. This is some crazy, wonderful stuff, right? And he was insured and bonded and all that kind of stuff, so everything was legitimate. We're good to go. Everybody safe on the damn bus, okay? And I was like, okay, what y'all want? What y'all want? What y'all want to eat? And I remember somebody was like, Taco Bell. I was like, I got you. If you want Taco Bell though, but the Angels, they done gave $20 a person, 20, 15. And back then, because now, with inflation, but back then in 2015, which was almost a decade ago, but you could get a really, you could live through the drive-thru with $20. So I remember, I'm trying to think, we were off Randleman Road. I know that, Stephanie's was on the rise. I can't remember everywhere we went. But anyway, we went several places. Some people they just wanted some good old Chinese food. Some wanted, I think we definitely went to KFC. Oh, we went to Church's Chicken. It was really, really cool. And then we just dropped them back off, wherever you want to be dropped off at. And that also was helpful because some of them were like, okay, well, I was done flying over here and you just made my day. And do you mind dropping me off here? Nah, I got you. No problem. So I would love to be able to do that again as well. If you know anybody that would be interested, who knows? Derek, he might live in Charlotte now. He might still have the party bus. Who knows? But those are the things that I want to get back to doing. They were it was my absolute pleasure to do it. And I want to get back to that. And hence the name, the Southern Hospitality Project. We actually treated people who were our target audience, the people that we served. We treated them like we actually had some damn sense. like they were guests in our home. And they may not have been guests in our literal home, but they were guests in our proverbial home. So please subscribe on YouTube. I need you to subscribe on YouTube. I need you to follow me here. I need you to help me get my monetization up. We got to break through the suppression of truly positive content because the social media platforms, they'll push all the non-toxic positive content. They'll push all the toxic content. But individuals like myself who are happy mediums, they just keep us at happy medium level. So please help me to break past that suppression where I'm effectually shadow banned because it's not sensational toxic and it's not sensational non-toxic positivity. Please help me. I'm asking, please support me. Go over and subscribe. I don't even need 4,000 subscribers over on Tigress is a Verb or the Above Ground Railroad. We just need to get above 1,000. And trust me, I got it from there. Because once I get monetized, then YouTube will pay on the content that is out there regardless. So yeah, we do want to get up the views and get up the subscribers beyond 1,000. But the point I'm making is that, like, I'm a team player. Like, I'm not just going to sit on my ass and do nothing. Like, I got you, but I can't subscribe 1,000 damn times to my own channel. You see, do you see? Okay. All right. So y'all have a happy Saturday. I hope to see all of y'all subscribe. All y'all asses, get on over there and subscribe to my motherfucking channels, the Above Ground Railroad and Tigress is a Verb, and I really appreciate it. And I'll go live another time, another day. But today, that's it. I might not post anything else today unless Asa does something crazy. Okay? All right, bye.